Number 42. Find a polynomial function of lowest degree with only real coefficients and having the 0, 2, negative 14, and 6 plus 9i. Now, if 6 plus 9i is a 0, then 6 minus 9i will also be a 0. That has to do with the quadratic equation. Remember, you had negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So if you have a plus 9i, another one's going to be 6 minus 9i. All right? Now, if you say x equals 2, if that's a 0, then one of your factors is going to be x minus 2. X minus 2 equals 0, so x equals 2. So one of your factors is x minus 2. You just change the sign and say x minus the 2. Now if you change this sign from a minus, you're going to get x plus 14 will be another factor. And then you're going to have x minus this. And remember, you're going to have 6 plus 9i, also 6 what? Minus 9i. So you'll have x minus 6 minus 9i. And since these are zeros, when you multiply them, you're going to get 0. All right? Now let's multiply these two together. We get x squared plus 14x minus 2x. What's 14 minus 2? 12. Okay? And 2 times 14 is 28. So when we multiply these two, you're getting x squared plus 12x minus 28. Now if you have a 6 plus 9i, a minus with the parentheses 6 minus 9i, 6 plus 9i, it's really going to be minus 6 and minus 9i, isn't it? So this turns into this if you get rid of the parentheses. Same thing over here. If you had a minus on the outside of the parentheses and you have a plus 6 and a minus 9i, you're going to have a minus 6 and a plus 9i. Alright, so this turns into this when we get rid of the parentheses. Both signs change. It was a plus minus, now it's a minus plus. It was a plus and a plus, now it's a minus and a minus. Now let's put parentheses around the x plus 6. Put parentheses around the x plus 6. Around the x minus 6. Put parentheses around these two numbers and around these two. Alright? So you end up with x minus 6 in parentheses plus 9i, x minus 6 minus 9i. Okay? So when you do that, now we don't have to worry about those anymore. We're going to have this plus 9i and this minus 9i. That's going to give you x minus 6 squared minus 9i times 9i is 9i squared. So we copy down the first one. This is like the difference of two squares, isn't it? Okay? You had a minus 9i and a plus 9i gives you a minus 9i squared. Alright? So like this is a plus b. A minus b gives you a squared minus b squared. So you end up with squaring this one, and this is the difference of two squares. You see how that works? Let's copy that up at the top up here. Now if we were to square x minus 6, you're going to have x minus 6 times x minus 6. So what's x minus 6 times x minus 6? X times x squared. 6 times 6, 36. You can have minus 6x, and minus 6x gives you minus 12x. Then if we square 9i squared, we'll have, now keep the minus right here. Don't mess with that. Just take 9 times 9 and I times I. Alright? Alright, now this negative 81 times I squared is negative 81 times negative 1. So negative 81 I squared is negative 1. Negative 81 times negative 1 is plus 81. Okay? So minus 81i squared gives you plus 81. And 81 and 36 is what? 117. Alright, now, we're going to have to multiply these. Alright? So let's make this one blue, this one red, and this one green. We'll take the blue x squared times all of this. Alright? Then we'll take the 12x in red times this same thing over here. Then we'll take the green one times the same parentheses. Alright? Now x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 12x, negative 12x cubed, because it's x, x, x. You have three of them, don't you? Plus 117x squared. That takes care of the blue one. Let's do the red one now. We're going 12x times x squared is 12x cubed. These are opposites, aren't they? Kind of interesting. This came from the blue negative 12x times x squared. This is the red 12x times x squared. All right? 12x times 12x is minus 144x squared because one of them was negative. And you have 12x times 117 is going to be a big number. All right? Now we've done our red one. Let's move on to the green one here. Negative 28x squared will line up with this one. By the way, I'm lining up the like terms here. All the x squares get lined up. So here's your green 28x squared. You got a green 28 times 12, 336x. And it's going to be a positive because you have negative times negative is positive. And 28 times 117 is this big number. Okay. Now we're going to bring down the x to the fourth. These two cancel, don't they? These cancel, don't they? All right. When you add these two up and take away 117 from it, you end up with, since these two are negative, you end up with a negative answer, a negative 55. If you add these two and take away 117, you'll get 55. Then we add these two up. By the way, that 0 went away. We don't have to write that. Add these two up and then bring this one down. There's your final answer.